Good afternoon and welcome everybody once again here for the second innings of this exciting game of Dufferbet Premier League 50 overs men's here at Gahanga. We had a heavy shower of rain here, lots of delay due to the rain, but cutting short the innings of Kigali Cricket Club. Team Zonic Tigers are back into the attack. Opening the attack for them is Daniel Msenge and Wilson Nitanga. And coming from the airport end is Mohammed Nadir, the left arm orthodox. Finger spin coming in to the attack. Here we go, ball number one. Nadir to Wilson, keeps it on the ground. The outfield will be a touch slow. 4 matches, 4 innings, 128 runs to his name. Highest 109. Average 42.67. Strike rate of 82. Plays it in the gap and will run hard, picking up 2 runs comfortably. They are good runners between the wickets, very quick, and especially due to the slow outfield, they will need to maximize the amount of runs coming through the singles and doubles here. And again, alongside me is Rosine. Welcome back, Rosine, after that rain break that we've had.
Thank you. By this moment, seems like no lanes. Anyway.
Tossed up, plays it on the leg side this time. The ease protection, Hamza Khan in the deep, restricts it to just a single. The game has been reduced down to down to 24 overs now, and they will be chasing a target of 125 in those 24 overs of play due to the stoppage time of rain. Just 3 runs have been provided so far by Nadir, coming in to bowl the final delivery. Has kept it really tight, not allowing the Zonic Tigers to open up their hands. Much flatter and quicker this time around, and they still manage to steal a single. With that, we come to the end of the first over. 4 runs on board.
If you remember, Zed, this partnership of Wilson and Daniel was very, very nice for the last game, but They don't have a guarantee of keep having that partnership. They have to work for it. That is why they have also to start a new day of their batting.
Well, again, Rosin, that is the beauty of cricket. Every day brings a new challenge, and every day is a fresh start. Yes, they played excellently last time, and we got to see that high total of 109 by Wilson Nitanga. What an innings that was, but after that, he's gone into the closet, I might say, for a fair amount of time, but maybe coming into the longer format of the game, he will be seeking that form back at home. Coming from the pavilion end now is Karasira, and you can see the run up there, the run up area for the bowlers. It's not easy due to the heavy rainfall. There happens to be sawdust just spread over, allowing the bowlers to get some firm grip along their run up. And kudos to the management team, the staff, the ground staff, making this play possible. Oh, lovely movement for stop by Karasira. Again, Rosin, someone like Karasira is not an express bowler, but he seems to be getting that late movement away from the right-handed batsman. What sort of a challenge do you think it is, and how fruitful can it be to a bowling side?
The only thing he managed to do is just knowing line and length. That's what makes him to get success. That's also very important to all bowlers. I can advise each and every bowlers to know which is better length to bowl.
And that will be a boundary. Effort goes down in vain. It was a hit me ball there, and just not calculating the dive. That should have been stopped. A very pedestrian effort there in the deep, gifting away the first boundary. Wideish delivery by Karasira, and was punished by Wilson. Full toss and played down the ground. That will be back-to-back boundaries. Aggression up front by Wilson Nitanga, trying to steal the game away from KCC within the second over. I beg your pardon, that was Daniel Gumisenge being offered a full toss and smashed down the ground. With a field restriction, only fielder to beat those two fielders, and they are within the circle, so stood no chance.
And that Daniel also scored 83 runs in 73 balls. That was very nice. And if you were seeing how he is batting, he can copy that, but he has to be well disciplined today than that moment, because this is the tough time to do it more.
Well, definitely, we've seen him practicing in the nets multiple times, so he's got to make good use of that. He's got to justify the training and workouts that he's been putting time into. Last time he played exceptionally well. His highest score at that time. Got a bit carried away, would have even continued to triple digits. But we come to the end of the second over. "12 runs on board.
These bowlers have task of they have task to just make this partnership not scoring mainlands, because the last game that there was a very big score by playing a big role of having that score. That is why they have to restrict them of having more time to the wicket.
Well, again, if you think about it, the game is trying to be stolen away by these two early on, trying to make use of the power play. Using the field restrictions, they will try to hit the ball hard and make the most out of it. Keeping it tight and not trying to attack Mohammad Nadir here is Wilson. Someone in recent times really struggling with his strike rate. It will be nice to see him put up some runs. Once again, picking up a comfortable single here, getting off the strike. That's what he needs, being part of the national side as well. It's something that comes to your mind when you see Wilson out there in the middle. That's what's expected out of him, picking up those valuable singles and doubles. But here we have the ever so exciting, let me saying it, Daniel. An individual who can call Gahanga his home, as he spends most of his times here on the field. Someone who is no guest to this ground.
Another well delivery from Nadir. As you said, Ali, this also has to work on his strike rate, because nowadays he used to face small balls, not givers, or not giving mainlands. But we know him as someone who can rotate more, and he can also clear the boundary. But
Animated appeal there by Nadir, but was going down the leg. And we're done with 3 overs here. Exceptional over there by Mohammad Nadir. Something he's very well known for. Just giving away a single in that over, bringing the tally to 13 for no loss after 3. 112 required in 126 legal deliveries now. Challenges will be taking on the overs of Mohammad Nadir, who's been in great form with the ball in hand. We've got the likes of Wilson Nitanga out there in the middle. Yes, technically very sound. Karasira there will need to help his partner from the other end to keep the pressure on. As many dot balls as possible and keeping tight lines as we saw from that of Nadir. Not giving any width on offer. because width is what they've been taking charge to. Comfortably rotating the strike is Ngumisenge Daniel once again. Speaking of Wilson, someone who's technically very sound, but rotational of strike, the intent seems to be lacking at times, resulting into a poor strike rate. Flashes, there is protection in the deep, manages to stop that and keep it low to a single.
These quick singles can also rise up the pressure for the fielding team. And also, what I can say to that singles, they have to be a quick for restricting them to take these singles, because we saw they need only 5 runs per over.
Swing and a miss there. Lovely bit of shape. Love to see that once again on a replay. Lovely bit of movement there by Karasira. Just teasing Wilson Nitanga away from that body, trying to go for a full-blooded drive. Once again, but lovely, powerful shot, lovely hands that will race away to a boundary. 4 it is. He missed out previous delivery. Not this time around.
That was very good placement of Daniel playing on offside. So he liked to play this side because that is a favorite place.
Watchfully played once again, but knowing Daniel Gumisenge, you do not tend to bowl fuller deliveries to Daniel. If you want his wicket, try to go short at him or try to challenge him outside off stump with a good length delivery. He will most often end up giving you an edge. Lovely delivery that was. Spectacular to watch. But what happened after that was even better if you're a Zonic Tigers fan. Classical extra cover drive. So pleasing to the eye there. There you see all smiles. No worries on the dugout of Zonic. As they're cruising along. 20 runs after 4 overs for no loss.
Kevin Watua from the airport end. First delivery. Try to dive again by that youngster Cieli. Not easy to find the ball. These youngsters, they have to know when to dive and when to go for the balls. There was no dive, Zed.
Starting with a double of the first delivery here, Calvin didn't have much to do with the bat in hand. Didn't trouble the scorers at all. Picked up his golden duck. But like life gives you a second opportunity, so does the game of cricket, especially as an all-rounder. He's coming in with a ball in hand. Let's hope and see how he ends up performing with the ball in hand. Calvin Watua has got to be productive. Man comes from a fair distance. Powerfully struck. The fielder stood no chance there. By the time the fielder could have bent his back, the ball was reaching the boundary ropes in no time. Excellent shot that. And the assault has been taken to Calvin Watua. Not letting the bowlers settle here. Every bowler has been punished except Nadir. 26 on the board. 3 deliveries left in the over.
If I'm not mistaken, for the 5 overs of Zonic, this KCC has 25 run, but now it's 26 remaining of 2 deliveries.
The only 2 ways to win a game, especially when you're defending, Rosin, either bowl the team out or finish the overs as quickly as possible. And at the moment, it's not working out because the batsmen are taking the assault to them. Once again, a maximum. Daniel is playing in 6th gear at the moment. Beautiful connection that was. Got underneath it and gave it full treatment. I told you, Rosin, Calvin Watua here is under the pressure. Not having a great day here at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium. The visuals, once again, you see that, got underneath it.
Well connection, just kneeling down and try to connect it very well. No much time to less to the boundary. Fortunately, he clears it very easily and shortly. That's the Daniel Gomisenge. We saw him last game also. That is the one who praised a lot of maximum among Wilson and himself. That is very, very impressive game between them. Calvin Watua. Now it's 13 lands in his over. Very expensive one.
I can totally understand. And as a bowler, after heavy rainfall and wettish outfield, what happens is the bowlers don't tend to get a comfortable grip on the ball. So it's never easy for a finger spinner to come in and be in full control. Unlike Team Zonic, which bowled when the conditions were dry. However, a task it is. You've got to fulfill. New bowler. You see Vicky Prajapati, the leg umpire, walking in with a fresh ball. As the other one got dispatched by Daniel Gumisenge. Was off to a fly. He's on 20 off 16. That's more like the Daniel we expect and know after all that training and practice that he goes through. Tossed up once again and misses out on a full toss. Would you believe it? Trying to overhit that ball and misses the timing. With that, we come to the end of the 5th over. 33 for no loss. Team Zonic.
Unbelievable that ball should have been missed, but maybe Kevin was thinking about it. If I try to bowl this ball, he will try to go for it, then he ends up by missing it. Fortunately, that is how he finishes ball. He's over, I beg your pardon, by getting a dot ball. Very nice.
And we've come to the end of the first power play. 5 overs here, done. 33 on board. And now a fresh bowler coming from the pavilion end. The ever so exciting, the pocket dynamite, as they call him back in Nigeria, Hamza Khan. For me, Rosin, it's the intent and the intensity that Hamza Khan brings to the game. Such a fighter of a game he is. Never gives up till the last ball.
I can call him like an engine of the team because he always tries to push the team going higher, even if they are in a tough time. that is a good attitude for the quality player. Fairly well bowled from him. First ball, quickest one. I don't know if it's a spin, but it's eatable now.
Something I've never considered from Hamza is spin, but he is a spinner. He claims to be one. Never seems to turn a ball that much, but gets to pitch the ball in the right areas, tough areas, and tight lines. This time around, just rotating the strike and picking up 2 runs comfortably there. He was played in the deep. These boys are very quick between the wickets. Oh, much better this time around. And knowing Hamza has played along Wilson for the national side, he's well aware of the regions that Wilson struggles with. You can see targeting him into the pads, into the line of the stumps, not giving him any width to drive. Once again, nowhere to go. Good comeback after that double, 3 dot deliveries. 90 runs needed in 110 legal deliveries. KCC have got to find a way to apply pressure. Tries to cut it, but misses it completely on that occasion. With that, we come to the end of the 6th over. 35 runs on board, just 2 runs coming off it. A good start there by Hamza Khan.
You talked about the ball not having much to do with it, but this is the time also variation plays a big role. And if it is not turning, you can copy what Hamza Khan and Nadir is doing. Just pitch the ball on the light length. That will be better to the bowlers, not getting hit by the batters. But if you try to bounce the ball in different places, it can be your struggle.
Mile there as Calvin just losing his grip there. That's the result of not using spikes on a wet outfield. How could you be playing a sport like cricket in a wettish outfield and have no spikes on? Use of proper equipment to avoid any sort of injuries. Bowls it down the leg side this time, and a wide it is. Unnecessary running there. Never looked like a double. And first wicket goes down for Team Zonic. Lovely bit of glove work there by the standing in captain, David Uwimana. Wasn't really a perfect score throw, but an effort goes down.
A bit of misfield there, and then quick wicket keeper awareness ends up by getting necessarily learn out of having that wicket of Daniel, the one who was very aggressive. 22 of 18 delivered in this format. I told you that is the killer man here today.
And again, if you could see from that, he's just missing out on the basics of dragging his bat. The bat was in the air. He had covered the area, but he didn't drag his bat on the ground, making him lose his wicket. Yes, it was a completely unnecessary attempt to pick up a double there, but the basics must be kept into consideration. And kudos to the wicketkeeper. Lovely effort behind the wickets there. Wasn't a very nice throw, but very well covered by the wicketkeeper, David Wimana.
This is the time. Sometime cricket can go away of you of winning the game by failing to take decision for the little moment, and can cost you a big time. But they have to chill down and look after themselves, because Daniel also the story done.
And now we have Chris Yusuf out there in the middle. Very exciting young man he is. Someone who I rarely see defending or blocking a ball. Loves striking the ball. Loves going for the big shots. Once again, powerfully struck on to the leg side. And they'll settle for just a single.
This is also for me. I can advise him to know about leaving the ball and how to block the ball, because that helps a lot. Because he always want to go for the ball. Now big appeal there, a good hand of wicket keeper, but the umpire not offering them anything. That is the end of 7th over, 40 for losing 1 wicket. 85 runs needed in 102 balls. Hamza Khan from Pavilion End. I told you before how Chris is moving. Not someone who want to stay on the wicket, just want to go with the ball. But he don't know how Hamza Khan balls is somehow tricky. You have to be patient and wait for it, then you connect it. But if you want to smash it without knowing the ball, where the ball is, you end up by giving away your wickets.
Someone like Hamza Khan, once he realizes you're going across the line, he will be targeting the stumps. So ever so risky it is. If you end up missing the ball, the more chances of losing your wicket, because he keeps the line very straight and consistently hitting the right areas, as you can see at the moment. Once again, and knocks him over. Exactly what I was talking about. Hamza Khan picks up his first wicket. Chris playing across the line and gets himself castled by the pocket dynamite, Hamza Khan. You miss, I hit. That's the name of the game. A very, very short stay there. Second wicket goes down into the 8th over. 42 for the loss of 2.
And this is the better time to do it. Check it again. He tries to go across, but as I said earlier, this Hamza's ball is very tricky. You can be very patient and very attentive to play these balls. But Chris doesn't know that he has to be attentive and up by giving away his wicket. And that was the time to carry his team on. But this moment, he's walking out.
Well, it's just lack of awareness, I must say. 83 needed in 98 balls. Completely unnecessary to play a shot like that. You've just had 6 deliveries you've got 3 runs on board. And knocks him over. 2 in 2. Would you believe it? Inside edge. Hakizimana, Jean-Baptiste. Golden duck. He cannot believe it. Tried to play a defensive shot. Gets a thick inside edge. A couple of zeros there on the board. Spent not even a minute. Couple of seconds, literally. And he's got a long way to walk back into the pavilion, into the dugout. Not a good day. After having fielded for 27 overs, you come in and get yourself a golden duck. Let's have a look at that once again.
He tries to defend the ball, but unfortunately he doesn't find it. That's Hamza Khan for you today. The killer man, bad man today. Someone who is saying, you miss the ball, I hit. Who is coming in? None other than Elik, young man. The one who used his lefty. 3 innings, 25 runs, highest score of 16 runs, strike rate of 40. That is the one who got a maximum 2.
Final delivery of the over left, and Hamza Khan is on a hat-trick. Do we get to see this? Do we get to see the first hat-trick of RCA 50 overs duffer bet? He's got all the possible chances here. He's kept it very consistent. He's got 2 right-handers out back-to-back. And now he's got a left-handed batsman. Almost gets him. Would you believe it? Gets a thick outside edge. Was in line with the stumps. Hamza cannot believe Eric got some bat to that. Was in line. Didn't grip enough. Just continued along the line. And they pick up 2 runs with that effort. 1 and over. This has been by Hamza Khan, bringing KCC back into the game, into the attack. We're done with 8 overs here. The score reads 44 for the loss of 3. Team Zonic, 81 needed in 96. Legal deliveries now. Any further wickets falling here, Rosine, will lead to more and more pressure upon the batting side.
You talked about the pressure to the batting side, but also the fielding team might not color away by this little success, because you saw how most it cost. But for now, you can understand how this game is impressive to watch after the rainy, that was raining couple of hours. But the cricket is always funny and tricky. Now, the game, what was going on the side of Zonic, it's now turned to be for the KCC. But
Keeping it tight now is Calvin, again from the airport end. And now much more into the line of the stumps. He's understood the mistakes he's made in the past. Not giving Wilson any room. You give him room, he plays shots like those. Misfield there. Completely unnecessary, and they pick up 2 runs comfortably. Excellent running between the wickets. These are extra runs Team KCC is giving away. That shouldn't even have been a single. Slopey bit of fielding there. .46 for the loss of 3. Yes, definitely they've applied the pressure. It's one thing to apply pressure and completely different to sustain the pressure. And at the moment, KCC need to pounce and keep pouncing back if they are to remain within the game and within the competition here. From the looks of it, Rosine, you can see there anything within the line of the stumps is giving Wilson Nitanga a very difficult time. But the moment as a bowler you decide to bowl a bit wide off the stumps, he takes you on.
That is the favorite place to pitch the ball because he's good at cutting the ball and use of his feet, just backing and try to put the ball in the gap. But if you keep bowling in the line of the stumps, you can play a more. Another big appeal there, not much.
Again, loud appeal, animated appeal, but won't be given as a wicket because Calvin is getting some turn out of the wicket, unlike Hamza, who's pitching it very, very straight. Swing and a miss there. And with that, we come to the end of the 9th over. 96 for the loss of 3. Still very evenly based is the game. Wilson Nitanga 17 of 26. Widuhai Eric 2 of 1. I believe from here on KCC should try to keep Wilson off strike as much as possible and apply pressure on Eric, who's not so used to the crease. That will lead to another sort of assault as a bowling. And again, Hamza Khan, who just managed to pick up 2 back-to-back wickets in the same over for just 6 runs. Look at those figures. A bit of a restart there once again. But he's very much into the competition. You can see him, the fighter he is. Once again, he will be going into the stumps. There you go, you can see it. He's hungry for the stumps. And this is what KCC need to do. Keep applying dot balls. Apply more pressure to it. And knocks him over. This is the delivery that he's been waiting for. Gets a bit of turn and knocks the off-stump over. Blindly goes down to defend that ball. Nowhere near it. Hamza Khan picks up his 3rd wicket.
I would like to see how this young man Elik went out on replay. He was also just wanting to block the ball, but he doesn't find the ball. Hamza Khan today is bowling straight. He missed a hit, and that is very near the ball today because the ball is not offering the turn there. Even if you use your extra power to turn the ball. 3 wickets of Hamza Khan, 6 runs in 2.22 only for deliveries remaining these overs. Zaid, what do you expect for these deliveries?
Well, knowing Hamza Khan, he's going to continue to what has worked for him so far. It's something that I've learned through the game of cricket, Rosine. You need to work with what's natural to you. You've seen the likes of Malinga bowling at that pace with that side action. Is because he's used to that. And that's what his body responds to. That is what he gets the best results out of. Hamza Khan knows he's not a big turner of the ball, but he knows he's very consistent. And now he's bowling to the skipper, Martin Akayezu. Goes high in the air. Zishan getting underneath it and picks up the catch. Massive wicket. Would you believe it? Silver duck for Martin Akayezu. Hamza Khan is on a roll here, picks up his 4th wicket. What a bowler. What a player.
Let's check how the catch goes.
If you can see on the replay there, the ball went miles in the air. Zishan getting underneath it, trying to settle, and cops it comfortably, went down with it, but what an effort. That's the dismissal. That's the dismissal of the skipper.
That unnecessarily first run out ends up by getting out. Batista, without knowing where the ball was, just tried to use his bat, but he found himself out by being dismissed by Hamza Khan, who managed to take 4 wickets. Now it's 7 runs.
We come to the end of the 10th over here. 47 on board, and half of the side is back into the dugout. The crown wicket of Nitanga Wilson still out there in the middle. I beg your pardon, 48 for the loss of 5 in 10. After 10. Mugisha Israel, who's also known as a fighter, now will get to taste the taste of his own medicine. A spinner, playing a spinner. Lovely battle we're getting to witness once again, courtesy of RCA, Rwanda Cricket Association, and Duffabet. Nadir Mohammed coming in once again from the airport end. He's bowled 2 overs and has given away just 5 runs. Wilson on strike. Smashes it into the ground hard, and they'll manage to pick up just a single. And again, the strategy working just fine, trying to keep Wilson off strike as much as possible, applying the pressure. And the pressure will build up to him eventually once he sees his partners walking back into the dugout. How will he be able to sustain and carry the innings through? 75 in 83. Flighted, a bit of turn and defensively played there by Israel. There is a slip fielder put on just to play with the mind of the batsman. Very, very wise thinking by Nadir Mohammed. Fuller this time around played on to the leg side. And they pick up 2 runs comfortably. Tries to sweep. Not a very good looking sweep, but productive. They pick up 2 runs regardless.
Israel Mujisha, 3 in 3 deliveries. Is he going to maintain this? Another ball in the air. No one to catch the ball. 2 runs picked very quickly. Nadil Mohammed bowling. That is the time to go above them, but now he's bowling very good, but also the batters, they are trying to do what is possible to give their team runs.
And again, yes, you can be economical, but as a bowler, your prize is a wicket. It's something that he struggled with even in the West Africa tour. He bowled exceptionally well with an economy of just below 3. But the drought of wickets was there, and that can be quite frustrating to a bowler. Nadir Mohammed, you see, he's bowling the final delivery of his third over. He's given away just 10 runs, but no wicket.
You talked about being economic, but also we always keep saying hunting in the pairs. This is the end of 11th over, 53 runs for the 5 wicket down. Backing back to what I was saying, hunting in pairs. If he bowls maybe a maiden over of 2 runs, also it can give a many chance to the bowler who can come to the next end to take the wicket very easily. On the screen there, I have different fans, youngsters around 4 years and 10 years watching how their eldest brothers playing the cricket. Maybe they want to copy how they do or collect the mistakes they have done.
Surely the future cricket superstars there on the screen watching how the game of cricket unfolds here at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium. Hamza Khan, the man with a golden arm, coming into the attack once again, has got a smile on his face knowing the figures he's produced, but it can all go in vain if the game is not won. It's not over till it's over. Keeping it tight once again, and they managed to pick up a quick single once again. A bit slow by the fielder there, just allowing them. Hamza Khan now bowling to Mugisha Israel. Drifting it away from the right-handed batsman.
If you see how Isla want to play that ball, it's just like to touch on it using the pace of bowler, but you also need to know how to connect that ball, because if you are seeing how he's doing, he want to get himself out, but we saw Chris Yusuf doing it and he ends up by getting out really.
Just the variation of line there by Hamza Khan. Just playing with the batsman's mind, keeping it wide at times, keeping it on middle stump at times, not really pitching it in the same area all the time, not allowing the batsman to settle in. And due to his physical height, he doesn't really get too much bounce out of the pitch. He just uses the skiddiness, just skids on to the gloves of the keeper and keeps it flat. Very difficult to get underneath that ball if you're going for a big shot. Gets a thick outside edge and beats the keeper that will race away to a boundary. Fortune favouring the brave there. Wilson Nitanga picks up yet another boundary on the final delivery of the over.
Wicketkeeper just watching the ball, not having anything to do above it, but that was also good bowling from Hamza Khan. 6 runs in his 4th over. 4 wicket, 14 runs. That's his very good structure to him. End of 12 over, 59 runs, 5 wicket down. Nitanga we saw 24 of 30 delivery, Mugisha Israel 6 runs of 10 deliveries. impressive game to see. It's RCA 50 overs, Men Division 1 Premier League. Today, it's game number 10. Very impressive league to see.
"66 runs in 72 balls here required. But the sort of worry that Zonic side has is that half of their side is back into the dugout. The loss of wickets, the captain himself departing in an unlikely fashion.
What I can tell you, if they manage to take 1 wicket here, the things will be going in the worst situation to the Zonic part, because these two can take the team, but if they lose 1 wicket, it can be another story if they don't have another thing special today.
Nadir Mohammed coming in once again for his 4th over from the airport end. And a catch has been taken. A setup has been completed. He put it there. He put the right fielder for the job. And he has fallen into the trap of Mohammed Nadir. First wicket for Mohammed Nadir. Mugisha Israel. A very, very soft dismissal. Pops it into the air. And a wicket goes down.
That was somehow he was just trying to not putting the ball reaching to him, but unfortunately it reached to that man. If I don't mistaken, if you remember Zishani's wicket morning, that was the same.
And Zishan picks up a second catch after picking up that very important catch of the captain himself. You cannot keep him out of the action as well. Always into the game, always into the action. We saw him putting up some runs. Yes, his dismissal was very soft, just like this one. Identical of sort. So he gets his man the way he got to lose his wicket. And a sense of trouble is checking in for Team Zonic as they fall 6 wickets down. 3 matches, 2 innings, 43 runs to his name. Highest being 43. Neoshuti Elwa. Neoshuti Eli. Beg your pardon. Mispronunciation of names at times. Lots of youngsters coming into the game. Mohammed Nadir once again. Keeping it tight this time. Nowhere to go. Follows the wicket up with a dot ball.
This is the time of KCC to go above this young team of Zonic, because they managed it before. But if they get carried away, they can lose it in a knowing moment, in a knowing way, because also cricket changes time to time.
At the moment, Zonic Tigers just need someone out there to support Nitanga Wilson. He's on 24 of 30 deliveries, playing the role of a lone warrior. But what a delivery there by Mohammed Nadir, just luring Wilson Nitanga, trying to defend that delivery, but the drift in the air by the left armour and getting some bite off the pitch, curving away from the blade. A much, much quicker one this time. It's something you don't really expect from a spinner, but Nadir does seem to have a very, very sharp arm ball.
A very good ball to the spinners, but most of them, they don't know it. But if you check early, all the Zonic players who get bowled, They have all tried to defend. Then they end up by getting ball. Another wide. Nadil managed to ball the extra wide here. Only 2 deliveries remain. 1 land and 1 wide. 2 lands in this over.
Another significant difference, Rosine, you can notice here is the amount of extras that KCC is giving away. It's not as much as that of Team Zonic. We haven't witnessed any no ball so far.
You talked about no balls. In the first inning, there was 3 no balls from one person, Martin Akaye, captain himself. But by now, it's only extras of wide or also leg buys, not no ball. That's how this team can manage to get this win, because they are not doing many mistakes in their bowling, like what the first team they did when they are bowling.
13 overs done here, 61 for the loss of 6, 64 needed in 66 deliveries. Plays it onto the leg side. They will be looking for a single here. Wilson there being a bit selfish, but also reasonable, I must say. He is the one with the highest score for his side. He should be facing as many deliveries as possible. Much quicker, much fuller delivery there by Hamza Khan. Trying to work out different angles is the youngster. He's on 4 wickets. He's given away just 15 runs so far. Oh, beating him this time around as well. Another dot delivery. And the dots tend to pile up the pressure. Change of bowling sides by Hamza Khan. Trying to get a new angle. Most likely into the stumps. To Wilson, you can see it there. Very flat, that delivery. Not much Wilson could do about it. And it's the same way Chris Yusuf lost his wicket, expecting the ball to bounce and rise high to his bat. It stayed low on him and knocked him over. This time, getting some bat onto it, they will rotate the strike and they pick up a single.
And this Hamza used to deceive batters, and he managed it very well by picking up 4 wickets. They were all expecting it to come on their bat, but unfortunately they doesn't found it. But now he's bowling. Now the ball picked very quickly. Hamza Khan ending up by 4 lands, 18 lands in his 5 overs, picked up 4 wickets. Very nice to see. It's now end of 14th over, 65 runs, 6 wicket down. Current run rate is 4.66. They need to score 6 runs per over, 60 runs needed in 60 balls. Very impressive inning to see. Later it will be fire.
1660 would be a walk in the park if they hadn't lost as many wickets as 6. Once again, lots of 6s on the board you see there. 65 for the loss of 6. 60 runs needed in 60 balls. If Team KCC are to be targeting one end of the wicket, mostly Nyonshuti Eli, who's on 4 of 4, and not try to go after Nitanga Wilson. In fact, keep Nitanga Wilson off strike. That would apply much more pressure to the side. Now we've got jersey number 56, new bowler, coming in to the attack from the airport end. Hit down the ground, but protection is there. It will be just a single. Now Wilson Nitanga. Will this be the over that Wilson opens his arms and makes it easy? Or will he continue rotating the strike and keeping it? And a wide it is by Raza Ali. As a youngster, telling you cannot afford giving away extras, especially with limited amount of runs you defend. Powerfully pulled. There is protection. Gets it on a good bounce. It's just a single. But again, the part-timers can be tricky to play. You might expect them to be hittable, but they might release one into the spot where you never expected it. Lovely line this time around. Decent one. Good awareness there by Nyonshuti. Just watching the ball closely. Once again, ball per run needed. 56 and 56. Keeps it away this time. Another dot delivery. There you see. Will Nyonshuti manage this well, or will he end up doing something silly? Let's wait and see. Raza Ali having a decent over so far. He's in for the final delivery of his over. Oh, kept it on the ground, just rotating the strike. Will be a good thing for Team KCC, as now the following over, Nyonshuti Eli will be the one facing. We're done with 15 overs here, 70 runs on board for the loss of 6, 55 in 54 balls. Karasira being brought back into the attack from the pavilion end. Hamza Khan just having a word with him, just guiding him what sort of lines, playful nature of the teammates. It's all smiles at the moment, but it is a crucial point in the game. Karasira still wicketless, has bowled 2 overs, has 15 runs he's given away. Let's wait and see. Can he manage to add pressure onto the stabbed side of Zonik? Here we go. Charging in again. In the air. Lands safely. The fielder Hamza Khan will just cover it up for 2 runs. Well placed there by Ali. And the runs are leaking away. They need to find a way to stop this flow of runs. Keeps it on the ground once again. Giving away the doubles, the runs are getting out of hands of KCC. Yes, the pressure was applied by Hamza Khan, picking up those 4 wickets, and Nadir. But Karasira needs to step it up for Team KCC. Shapes it away, a dot ball. And another dot delivery. Misses it completely this time around. Keeping it out of his arc is Karasira. Lovely bit of shaping away once again. So close to the off stump there. Top of off. Karasira still getting some movement off the pitch. If he can only get the right line to access that channel of the stumps, it can result into being fruitful for him. Zonik Tigers here need to keep piling up the runs, keep rotating the strike. Once again, a swing and a miss. Apart from the 4 runs that he gave away in the first 2 deliveries, he backed them up with 4 back-to-back dots. And with that, we come to the end of the 16th over, 74 for the loss of 6. And a no ball has been called by the leg umpire. And a free hit it is. I believe it's due to the movement there by the wicket keeper. Completely unnecessary here by the captain himself, making that movement before the ball is bowled. And a wide it is, so the no ball will continue. The free hit will continue for Raza Ali from the airport end. Gets the bottom edge. And gets away with that no ball cheaply. Raza Ali. Wilson Nitanga tried to swat that away, but only managed to get a bottom edge to it.
Well drive, but only one run taken. Lazar Ali, that was his second delivery. Now 7-8 runs, 16 overs, .2. Another wide there. That's too much wide. And extras in his overs. No ball for the first delivery. Second one was wide. Quick 2 singles and end up by giving another wide. That is not needed to this moment. The captain also has to think twice to know what is very needed. Now that is the another boundary taken by Wilson Itanga, using his feet and connecting it very well. Just going down, watching the ball, knowing where to press it for lands. Now lacing away of the boundary. Lazar Ali, the bowlers will so batter.
Was in the slot to be driven and powerfully struck there by Wilson Nitanga. Beautiful looking shot. Valuable runs for the side of Team Zonic. The man that is the difference between the two sides. Himself, Nitanga, Wilson. 32 of 42. Once again, plays it down the ground. Will rotate the strike. Will be happy to pick up a single. 41 in 44 balls. Team KCC need just 3 wickets here, 4 wickets. I told you earlier on, Rosin, developing pressure is one part of the game, but sustaining it and not getting carried away is completely another. KCC looked very good into the competition, but the runs are leaking away. Having part-time bowlers like Raza Ali can be very difficult for a bowling unit. As he comes in to bowl his final delivery. Smashed once again down the ground, but there is protection. It'll be just a single. And with that, we come to the end of the 17th over. The score reads 86 for the loss of 6. Zonic Tigers here significantly higher than Kigali Cricket Club when it comes to the warms, moving along with the overs, and also the wickets there you can see very similar. Around the 7th over and 14th over is when both of these teams ended up losing most of their wickets. But moving along highly is Zonic against Team KCC. 39 in 42. Very, very doable if this partnership tends to carry on. If KCC want to remain in this competition, they need to find a way to break this partnership. Niyoshuti Eli is still on strike. Powerfully hit once again. And a 4 it is through extra cover. What a shot that was to begin the over with. Karasira just feeding it in the spot there and powerfully struck. Powerfully struck there by Wilson Nitanga. I beg your pardon. There was movement, but it was much, much fuller and into the zone of Karasira. Into the zone of Nitanga Wilson. And once again, just dabs it and they pick up 2 runs comfortably. Excellent running between the wickets. And with that, he gets into his 40s. No commentators curse, but I've seen plenty of batsmen lose their wickets once they get to that 40 mark. The shaky 40s, as I like to call them. Nitanga Wilson is well within the game. He's watching the ball like a watermelon at the moment. Nice and clear for him.
And also wicketkeeper just telling the teammate they have to keep going. The game not yet done. Also swing and miss. Well bowled, well delivery. Eli not knowing yet the ball is. That is Shalilie who is bowling. Impressive one. Impressive over. Aggressive of the batters and bowler. Trying to get what is the best delivery from his package today. Because this is the tough time for him. Another good shot there. Hamza Khan take it and throw it back to the wicketkeeper very easily and nicely. Looking very nice. No one to stop the ball. Hamza Khan well there, but unfortunately he doesn't stop the ball. That was also an economy and expensive over. I beg pardon. Check on it. That was stop the ball, but he used one hand.
I did mention earlier, he is the price wicket to take here. Nitanga Wilson, what a knock he's playing. 45 of 48 deliveries. Just 2 runs shy is Team Zonic from getting to triple digits. 27 in 36 balls. KCC need to find a way to work out. And we are on drinks break at the moment. There you see top of the order, 45 of 48 with 5 boundaries to his name. Gumisenge Daniel, 23 of 19. A quick fire and he got run out. And then after that, The collapse, mini collapse that happened. Hakizimana, Eric, and Martin Akayezu, the captain, and Mujisha Israel, all victims of that mini collapse. Niyoshuti Eli playing a very, very valuable role at the moment with Wilson Nitanga. That partnership between them, you can see just 6 extras have been given away so far compared to 15 extras that were given by Team Zonic in their bowling. We come to the end of the drinks break. Back into the attack from the airport end is Calvin Watua, man from Uganda, the pearl of Africa. Keeps it on the ground once again. And pick up a single easily.
27 runs needed in his 5 balls. Very nice to see Zonic trying to chase this score earlier, but we don't know what is in bowler's package today, because we saw the very changes of the game whole innings. Quick single they are taken by Wiso and Eli, that brings on Eli to strike the ball. That is the aggressive one. 14 of 19 delivery. Partnership of 41 in his 39 deliveries. Very good partnership. Now the well placement, Lanot Shens no so. That is where the game goes away of the team. If they don't manage that 24 lines in a 32 balls, by having their whistle, it's very easy to them, because he used to play a lot of balls and a couple of overs. Very nice, good thinking of Wilson, not trying to go big with that ball, just pick it around and have one run, necessity one.
Well, it's good to see Nitanga Wilson playing this sort of cricket, because that is what's expected from him. Being a national team player, played a freebie onto the leg side, and it will race away to a boundary. You do not have those runs, young man, to be gifting away such freebies. A full toss down the leg side, easy as you like it, and perfectly placed. With that, we come to the end of the 19th over. $106 on board. Just 19 away from victory is Team Zonic. Have a look at that horrible looking delivery there by Calvin Watua down the leg side. And now we get the captain coming in to bowl himself. David Uwimana has taken the pads off. He has taken the bowling attack upon his shoulders. The captain trying to lead from the front, starts off with a dot ball in the air. Just drops short of the fielder there, and it'll be just a single. Was in the air, but goes past the fielder. Very slopey. Chance of a run out, and just misses. Was that an opportunity? I'd like to see that once again on replay. The effort was there. The keeper didn't connect it. That looked like a very, very close call. And a dot delivery once again by David. Keeps it on the ground. Will be just a single. Where have you been, young man? This is the sort of bowling that was needed. Unlike that of Calvin.
The time they was just bringing back the Calvin Watu ball, they should have been used. David well stopped, but fumble there, lacing, ending by giving them 2 overs, 50 up to this big man. We saw last game he scored 108 in 109 deliveries. Very well disciplined man. But how was he participated in West Africa Trophy? They take us through.
Well, considering that it doesn't really matter at the moment, raise your bat, young man. You've earned that 50 off 54 balls. Well paced innings by the youngster. Great to see him back in touch. 112 on board after 20 overs and just 6 wickets down. Yes, lots of wickets went falling, but he didn't panic. There you see the contributions of 26 of 24 by Wilson and 22 of 24 by Niyushuti Eli. This is the partnership that took the game away from Team KCC. They couldn't find a way to break this partnership despite picking up those 4 wickets in the middle for such a low score. And now it's not going to be an easy task for someone like even Mohammad Nadir to come in and try to restrict the flow of runs, as just 13 are needed in 24 balls.
A very tough task to do. But what the bowler is supposed to do is just stopping the batter to score many runs. Let's see how Nadir is going to manage it.
I think KCC just missed a trick by delaying Nadir's over. He should have came in and bowled that particular over that Calvin bowled. Look at the amount of turn this man is getting. Would you believe it? All magical stuff out there, turning it square of the wicket from leg to off. Completely bamboozled Niyushuti Eli. No run to give away, keeping it tight. The moment the fielders are getting aggressive, getting closer to the batsman, enticing the youngster to go for a big shot. Once again on the ground. And they pick up a single yet again.
But there was a good intention to the fielders, just try to stop the ball quickly, but for this moment they don't found it very well, but that's how it was supposed to be, because he was very closer to the batter. If he moved like 2 steps, that ball should have been stopped easily, and that was not a run. Check how he's coming closer.
These aren't supposed to be runs. Mohammad Nadir, as a bowler, quite frustrated by the efforts in the field. These are supposed to be very, very tight runs to get for Team Zonic, but Team KCC is just gifting them away by delayed efforts in the field. Just 11 needed now in 20 legal deliveries. Outside off stump has been powerfully hit. Will that race away to a boundary? Yes, it will. The fielders were up in the circle, and just a ball to be driven, and it has been driven to perfection. What an innings, young man. Beautiful shot. Classic drive, down on one knee.
Not holding about the fielders who are in front of him, just trying to find his gap, and he managed to get a boundary by this moment. Good intention and good use of skills from him. What amazing delivery there. Nadil Mohammed tried to cross off his over by giving a dot ball. And beautiful ball there. Very well ball, Nadil. That is the end of 21 over 118 runs, 6 wicket down. Now they need only 7 runs to get this game. Very, very chessboard score. Three runs needed in 17 balls. Now David is the one who has the ball in his hand. His first delivery of his second over, lacing away to the boundary, ending up by giving away 4 runs. 3 runs with so on the strike. Who is going to get this run? Very powerful shot, but well stopped by David Uwimana. That is the second delivery, dot ball there. Up in the air, who is underneath, that is no one to pick the ball. One bounce there, and Adil picks up and throw it to the bowler. Only 2 runs needed. Ali on the strike. That is the end of this game. Now 2 runs taken easily. Zonic managed to take this win by 4 wickets. This is the end of this game. KCC versus Zonic Tigers. Zonic Tiger won the game by 4 wickets. That was 24 overs should have been played, and that is the end of those overs. 125 runs got in 21.3 deliveries. Zonic Tiger Nitanga also 56 and 58. Strike rate of 96.55. Gumsenge 23 of 19, 121 strike rate. Namoranye Chris 3 of 7, 42 strike rate. Hakizimana Jean Baptiste 0. Widuhai Elik also 2 in 3 deliveries, 66.67 strike rate. Also Akayes Martin not going on his way, also 0 for 2 delivery. Mugisha Israel 6 run of 11, strike rate of 54.55. Extras were 6 overs, 21.4. And also Mohamed Nadil bowled 5 overs, 19.18 runs, 1 wicket. Were economical, won 3.60. Krasila Shadidia 4 overs, 11.31 runs, 7.75 economy. Now Kevin Watua 4 overs, 11.28 runs, 7 economy. Hamza Khan 5 overs, 19.18 runs, 4 wickets, 3.60. Very good bowling from Hamza Khan. Laza Ali 2 overs, 2.17 runs, 8.50. That is the one who got an expensive overs. David Uimana 1.4 overs, 3.14 runs, with economy of 80.40. They end up by giving away 6 extras in 24 overs. Hamza Khan 36 of 38, those are the best performers of today. And Mohamed Nadil 21 of 47, David Wimana 19 for 32. That is for Kigali Cricket Club. For Zonic Tigers, we have Akayes Martin, bowling 2 overs, bowling 8 overs, taking 2 wickets, 32 runs. Neomugawa Lodrig bowling 6 overs, 19 runs, taking 1 wicket. And also Mugisha Israel bowling 7 overs, taking 1 wicket and 34 runs. For Zonic Tiger betting, Neitanga also managed to take 56 runs in 58 delivery. Nyosh to Eli 30 for 30. Gumsenge Daniel 23 of 19. Hamza Khan bowling 4 overs, taking 5 wickets by 18 runs. Nadil 1 wicket, 18 for 5 overs. And Karasila 4 overs, 31 runs, no wicket there. Zonic Tiger managed to take this game by 4 wickets. This is RCA 50 overs Premier League Dafabet. And that is the end of this game today.
Good afternoon and welcome once again for the post-match presentation for the match that took place between Zonic Tigers and Kigali Cricket Club. Zonic Tigers winning this game comfortably. I would like to call upon the captain of Zonic Tigers, Martin Akayezu. Winning this total in this fashion, especially after the rainfall, what would you like to say about the positives that you picked up from this game?
I can say is the way we won, but not the way we wanted. So, because some wickets, we lost some wickets cheaply. So, I think what we have learned next time we have to pray. We have to pray. We have to take responsibility as a batters and win for the team. Because now it was going to get even harder if Wilson was not in. Hopefully, next time we'll correct those mistakes. Yeah.
Speaking of Wilson, great to see him back into form. What would you like to say about your boy coming up in the opening and performing this way, especially when the team needed it the most?
He's been in form. Last game he scored 100, so he's in good form and he's delivering for the team. And he has to keep it up, even on national team, because he's really doing very well. So, he played very well. I think he's the one who won the game for us. Otherwise, the game was gone. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. And now I'd like to call upon the captain of Team KCC, David Uwimana. The score being restricted to 125 in 24 overs. Do you think it was unlikely for your side to be chasing it down to defend a score of 125 in 24 overs?
I don't think it's unlikely because that team tried to do well, to be patient. Also, our team, we try to, few seniors, we try to work hard and to make sure the youngsters, they understand where they are. So I think there's no luck. So they play well.
And at a stage where the likes of Hamza Khan picked up those valuable 4 wickets and trying to collapse the batting lineup of Zonic Tigers, you ended up picking up those much needed wickets. Where do you think you lost the game?
As we said, as a senior, few on our team, they tried to do well like Hamza, but where we didn't do well is for those small seniors, young seniors. But we're going to work on it to those young kids, teach them how to fight and when to catch the ball.
We saw you bowling today as a captain as well. Are we going to see more of that in coming times?
Yeah, I'm a talented player, so I can do anything, anytime. So when the team need it, so maybe, who knows?
All right, thank you very much. All the best. And now for the player of the match. Of course, we've had the likes of Hamza Khan and Nadir Mohammed, who played exceptionally well for KCC. But player of the match for me today is none other than Wilson Nitanga, scoring 56 of 58. An exceptional knock in this chase. Wilson, back-to-back player of the matches for you, coming back from that tour of Nigeria and getting back into the domestic cricket, scoring your 50 in this fashion, exactly when your team needed it the most. You saw your side losing wickets and you still stood in there, kept your calm. How did you manage?
Thank you. The score was not above, so the players, my teammates, they just came in and Hamza bowled well, so he picked quick 4 wickets. So as a senior player, I had to stay there and control the game to the winning. So.
And when you were in that game, when you saw wickets falling at the opposite end, how do you deal with that kind of pressure?
I just come down and try to be on the strike always. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Congratulations to you and your side. And that's it. Signing off is Zaid Khan. We will be back next weekend here at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium.